Hello everyone, this is Derek Patrick, together with King March Chess Educators. Today's game is against National Master Dana Mackenzie. He was playing black and I was white. This is from a big tournament, it's one of the middle rounds, and the opening is a Nimzo-Indian. So let's begin. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, e3. The other main line is queen c2. So this is all theory. I'm going to go through this really fast. Castle, bishop d3, c5, knight f3, d5, castle, knight c6, a3, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, d takes c4, bishop takes c4, queen c7, bishop d3. Alright, now here he plays the right theoretical moves, just in the wrong order. He plays rook e8 first. You're supposed to just play e5 first. So either way it transposes. Rook e8, queen c2, e5. And then white has like 4 moves here. I chose the e4 line. And now black plays bishop g4, which is an inaccuracy. But if he wanted to play bishop g4, he should first play e takes d4, c takes d4, and then bishop g4. And you'll see why that pawn exchange was important. Or he could have played c4 here. This was the other option. Sack the pawn to get it back immediately. Because after take, he has a rook and knight on this pawn, and it's only guarded by my queen. So he'll just take the pawn now and get it back. But bishop g4 allows me to get like space advantage and tempo moves. So knight e5, d takes e5. Now if you take with the rook, I'll just play bishop f4 and then win the exchange through a skewer. So you have to take with the queen. Here, f3 is the best move to kick that bishop away, but I thought there was a forced line with f4. Thinking that his queen moves away, and then I get e5 in and win this pawn on h7, which is why he plays queen h5. But there is a resource with queen c7. After e5, it almost seems like you're going to win that pawn on h7, but he has c4, which is why c7 was the best retreat square, because it helps protect this pawn. Now I either got to play bishop e4 or f5, and then he'll just take. Like bishop f5 he'll take, and then move the knight away. If bishop e4 he'll take, and then rook d8, and black may even be slightly better. So we both missed this resource. But queen h5, I of course continued with e5 anyway. Knight d7, and now here I play a move that helps in the long term with c4. For one, I don't want him to play c4 like I just showed you earlier, because then after I take, he can play bishop f5, disrupt this diagonal, like he controls it now. He could play rook c8, tempoing my bishop away after I take the pawn. Like there's no reason to just give him all these tempo moves and control diagonals. So I play c4. Plus I also want to fianchetto this bishop and control the long diagonal. And later on, this bishop will be here on d5, covered by the pawn on c4, where they protect each other. So c4, knight f8, so that his queen doesn't have to guard h7. Then h3, bishop d7, makes a lot more sense than playing bishop e6, because he has a follow-up square with it, and I can't allow him to play that. Now I attack the pawn. He defends with the passive continuation with rook a to b8. You could actually play bishop c6 here, and it's like equally as bad, but it's still a playable line. Bishop c6 takes. There's also knight e6, bishop b7, knight d4, attacking the queen. Queen moves, and then his rook moves. Like I get the pawn anyway. But he didn't want to give me the pawn, so he plays rook a b8. It's about +1 here for white. Like I'm up a pawn, but not materially, just positionally. So bishop e3, b6, and then rook a d1. So now I've bring all my pieces into the game. Now there's maybe like a tactic of bishop h7, knight h7, rook d7, if his queen isn't there. So I'm just keeping those things in mind. Here the best move is G6. Basically just shuts off that battery that I've had for a while. And it holds white from, playing F5 and just increasing the attack. But he plays F6, which is bad because I should have just exchanged and then played Rook F3. And then black's just toast. I'm going to play Rook G3, take H7, then he'll take, and then I'll take D7, like I explained. But I didn't take on F6. I thought I saw something better with Rook D7. Sacking the exchange. Knight D7, E6. Now if he plays Rook takes pawn, Bishop D5 pinning, Queen F5, E5, or F5, and then I take the rook for free. So I sack a rook for a piece, and then after F5 takes a rook for free, mathematically I'd be up a piece then. So you can't do that, and Knight F8 is the best to hold white's advantage, but he didn't play that, he plays F5. And now white's just winning, because after Bishop F3, he can only go to like G6 or H4. After Queen H4, if I take here, he'll play Rook takes Bishop, so no rush to take the piece. Just do another in-between move with Bishop F2. Now that won't happen. If he plays Queen F4, I'll just take on D7, and then he can't take the pawn back, so it makes more sense to play Queen E7. E takes D7, Queen D7. Now this is the first of several positions where I get carried away. I play the normal move of Bishop D5 check, which isn't as strong. This rook on F1 isn't doing anything. If I play Rook D1, it is doing something then. I'm controlling one of the central files and attacking the queen. Plus I want to win this pawn. If he plays Queen E6 or F7 to hold it, Bishop D5 is just winning. If Queen C8, then Rook D5. Forces like Rook F8 or G6, both of which open black's king up even more. So that would have been stronger. But instead, Bishop D5 check, King H8, and then Queen D3. I walk myself into a pin, because I want to get my queen over to the king side. So he uses it to his advantage by playing Rook B7, which I don't see as doing anything for black. A6 would have been doing something. Queen F3, Rook C7, Rook E1. I don't really mind if I trade off the rooks, because then my queen plus two bishops is going to be way better than his queen and rook in this position. So he plays Rook C to C8. I didn't exchange, I could have, but I felt my rook is just placed really well on E5. So if he takes, I'll just have a passed pawn. And I'm putting pressure on this F5 pawn as well. And I can put my queen behind my rook to create a better battery. So after Rook E5, Rook C to D8, Bishop H4 attacks it away, Rook B8. And now here's another second position where I get carried away. King H2, or like I just explained a couple seconds ago, Queen E3, would have both been stronger moves than what I did. Not that this is a blunder, but those moves would have been more solid. So after Bishop C6, Queen D4 check. Bishop back to F2. His rook and queen are both hanging, so he has to continue checking with Queen A1. King H2. And here still, rook takes rook is bad for black, because then my bishop's eyeing up the queen square, and I'll just run the pawn. So Rook F8. Bishop E1, best move, because I'm still trying to do that plan where I get my bishop here into E5. So then, Rook F7, Bishop C3. Now there's a cool little trick. If queen takes pawn, you play Rook E8, Bishop G7. Either way he takes back, queen takes queen. So that's a trap. Instead he plays Queen C1, Bishop D5, Rook F6. And now here's another position where I got carried away. Rook E7 is just winning. But I play Rook E1, Queen A3, And now here again, rook e7 is just winning. It's like plus 20 if you play rook e7. Say he plays like a6, then queen g3, and then you're going to get mated. So I didn't play rook e7. That's like plus 20. Instead, I play bishop f6, which is like plus 2. So even when you're winning, you gotta still play very solid moves to keep your advantage growing and growing. So bishop f6, queen f3, bishop g7. Might as well get another pawn in between before I take his queen. And there's still in between moves with rook e7 here, but I play it safe with bishop takes f3. Now he finally gets, oh wait, king f6, bishop d5. Now he finally gets a6 in, which is far too late because now I'm up a piece and we're in an endgame. So rook e6, king g7, rook e7. He can't play king back to f6 because then I'll just take the h7 pawn. So king g6. And now here the computer suggests to play like g4 and create a passed pawn on the king side, or like king g3 to get your king active. I play it a more practical way, as a human would, with rook b7. Like, either I win these two pawns if you move your rook away, or you take the rook and I make you trade off your last piece that you have to fight me with. So rook b7, bishop b7, b5, bishop a6, b4, bishop b5, h5, little in-between move. He tries to get like h4 in next so that my king's locked out and that I would have to walk all the way around. But instead I just play king g3. No worries. And then he tries it with b3, bishop a4, b2, bishop c2. And the pawn is stopped. And now black's just lost. Here's where he resigned. But like I explained earlier with rook e7, you gotta watch out when you're winning. There's always ways to throw away your advantage. You gotta just continue and keep making the most solid moves, even when you're winning. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this game. There will be more videos to come, and thank you for watching.